everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an exciting video for you. I'm going to be reviewing 10 different types of face masks that I have been trying over the past, I'd say 2 to 3 years. And most of these are from Asia, but I was able to find some that are available to purchase in North America. So I have linked them down below in case you're interested in purchasing them after hearing the review. Before I get started on the review itself, I wanted to talk about my own skin because I know face masks react differently to different skin types. So I would say my skin leans more towards dry to normal skin. I don't usually break out, so I don't have sensitive skin. So mostly for these face masks, I purchase ones for moisturizing, for hydration, and another one that I really like is brightening. So most of these face masks kind of revolve around those. But I will be letting you know what this face mask is designed for based on what they have mentioned on their website, whether it's for dry, oily, sensitive skin, combination skin, etc. I'll also be rating these face masks based on 3 different factors out of 5. So the first one being the specific aspect that they're focusing on, so whether that's moisturizing, hydration, for blemishes, brightening, etc. out of 5. And then the second one is cutouts. So the cutouts around the eyes, how that fits, the nose, the mouth, etc. And that out of 5 as well. And then lastly, I'll be focusing on the sheet itself. So whether it's on the thinner side or the thicker side, and that out of 5. And just for preferences, I do like something that's more in the middle. I don't like something that's too thin and kind of flimsy. And I also don't like something that feels like 5 sheets thick, because I feel like that's a little too heavy for me. So something that would be a 5 out of 5 would be something in the middle. And then I'll also be commenting on some of the ingredients of these masks if I come by any that are particularly good for your skin based on what I've researched. And then any other comments that I have for these face masks. So without further ado, let's get started. And I'll also be referencing my notes on my iPad in case you see me glancing down, because I did write some notes as I was using them. It would be impossible for me to remember all of them. Oh, there's one other thing before I start. I want to focus on 2 different types of face masks, or categories that I put them in. The first one being daily face masks, so ones that I can use on a daily basis. And the second one being ones that I can use more on a weekly basis. I'm not sure why I specifically have those 2 categories, but it just feels like some face masks are a bit heavier in terms of like the essence. So I like to use those more on a weekly basis versus ones that I can just use on a normal day-to-day basis. The first face mask that I want to share today on the daily usage is this packet of 30 face masks. What I really like about this is it's in a resealable container, so if you do open it up, it's a Ziploc and you can reseal it. I was able to pick this up from my local Asian market, from TNT, if you're familiar with that. So it is available in North America if you're interested in it. In terms of my criteria, the first one being hydration for this specific face mask, I would give it a 5 out of 5. It's very refreshing and cooling once applied, because there is a lot of extra essence in this bag. So if you do use up all the face mask, sometimes I'll use the essence to kind of roll it on my skin. So 5 out of 5 on hydration. Second being cutout, so I would rate this one a 4 out of 5, and the only reason being the face mask kind of drags down to your neck, and personally I don't prefer that. I know a lot of people like having kind of that essence on their neck, but personally I don't, so I deducted a point. In terms of the cutout around the eyes, nose, and lips, they fit really well. So 4 out of 5 on cutouts. And then the last one being the thinness and thickness of the sheet. Again, I said this one is for daily use for myself. So it is on the thinner side, so I would give it a 3 out of 5. So total, it is a 12 out of 15. And that is actually the only one that I have for daily usage. The ones that I use on a daily basis in the past have always been in this packet form. So if you are interested in something that you can apply daily or every 2 or 3 days, you can go to these packets. I think they're very easy to use. So now I'm moving on to the ones I use on a weekly basis. The first one I want to introduce to you is this green tea face mask. Let me open it up here. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's very cute. It has that green tea or matcha at the front. So for this, it is 6 packs per 1 box, and it does mention that it is for all skin types. This one specifically is for hydration, so if you have drier skin, this could be an option for you. It does feel very cool and hydrating, but the only thing is it doesn't have extra essence, and I do like having the extra essence within the pack so that after I finish with the face mask, I can go in with my roller and use the extra essence from the pack. Or even I would save it for the next day and then use a roller for that if I don't feel like using a face mask. So I would give that a 3 out of 5 for hydration. In terms of cutouts, I would give it a 4 out of 5. It has big eye and lip holes or cutouts, so you're able to freely talk and blink and smile if needed. So 4 out of 5 on that. But the only thing is, if you like having essence on your lips, then this one might not be for you because the cutout is relatively large. And in terms of the sheet, this one falls on the thin side for the ones that I'm rating on a weekly basis. It is a bit thicker than the daily one that I just showed you in the packet. But in terms of the ones that have a little bit more essence, the ones that are individually packaged, this one falls on the thin side, so I would give it a 3 out of 5. So overall, this green tea one is a 10 out of 15. The last comment that I want to make is the ingredients. So as you can see, the main ingredient for this is green tea. And based on my research, green tea is a great antibacterial agent used to treat acne and blemishes on your skin. So if that's something that is bothering you or something that is prevalent on your skin, then you can try out this green tea face mask. I didn't notice a difference personally because I don't have sensitive skin, and it is for all skin types, so I guess sensitive skin would fall under that. So the next one I want to introduce to you is the Queen Premium's line face mask. They have 3 different types. The blue one is for quick moisturization. The red one, which I did purchase but didn't save the box for, is for super moisturization. And the last one, being gold, is for pore tightening, which I didn't purchase. So maybe I'll try that in the future. But to rate the blue one first, this one is for quick moisturization. Initial thoughts that I had when I put the face mask on, because normally when you apply it, it feels very refreshing and cooling. However, I didn't get that with this specific face mask. It is moisturizing, but not as moisturizing as the other face masks that I've tried. So I would give it a 3 out of 5. And I think the reason why I didn't feel very moisturizing is because this face mask is super thick. It feels like 5 sheets stuck together, and it's quite heavy as well. So I think it soaks up all the moisture and the essence that it just feels very heavy on your face. So in terms of, I guess, sheet, I would give it a 3 out of 5 because I don't like something that is super thick. In terms of cutouts, this face mask I think fits my face the best. It has good cutouts around the eyes, nose, and lips, and it fits very well for my face shape. So 5 out of 5 on that. And overall, this one would be a 10 out of 5. Other comments that I have about it is that it has sort of a funky smell, in my opinion. It's not something that's unbearable, but it's just something that you notice once you open it up. The second comment that I have about it is that I read online that it's good for sensitive skin, but again, that doesn't apply to my skin type, so I didn't really notice anything different. And it didn't really have any effects on my skin as well, or negative effects on my skin. So that one is the blue one. So the next one, which is the red version of this, red version of the Queen's Premium, which is for super moisturizing, as it says in the title. For that aspect, I would say I would give it a 2 out of 5, and that might just be based on my expectation, because when I tried it out, it felt similar, if not worse than the blue one in terms of moisturizing. I felt like the blue one might have been a little bit more moisturizing, but that might just be because my expectation was higher for it and it didn't meet my expectation. So I would give it a 2 out of 5. Maybe it is quite similar to the blue one. Cutouts, again, 5 out of 5. It's the same company, same face mask shape. So good at cutouts and fits my face shape well. The last one, I would give it a 3 again. The thickness is the same. It feels like 5 in 1. It's quite heavy. It doesn't have extra essence in either of these two packs, which I mentioned that I like because I like rolling it out on my face afterwards. So overall, I would give this again a 10 out of 5. So the next one, which is one of my favorites, is the EX line. And again, this one comes in different colors. I have the yellow and the blue here. The yellow is for extra moisturization and the blue one is for extra hydrating. And there's also other ones. Let me just look it up here. The gray is for anti-spot, so I guess it's for blemishes. The red one is for brightening. And I have tried the red one, I have the blue one here, the yellow one. So the only one I haven't tried is the gray one, which is for blemishes. I think that seems to be a trend because I didn't try the gold one for pore tightening on the other one as well. So let's start off with the extra moisturization because my skin is on the drier side. So this one would be most relevant for me. In terms of for moisturization, I would give this a solid 5 out of 5. It is one of my favorite face masks I've ever used. It is very moisturizing. It has a lot of extra essence in the pack. It soaks up a good amount on the face mask as well, so that when you apply it, it feels refreshing and it feels cooling. I would highly recommend this for dry skin. The second is cutouts, and I would give it a 4 out of 5 because the eye cutouts are a bit close together. So it actually touches like the side of my eye, so it's a little bit uncomfortable. It doesn't get into my eye, but it just sits there, and then the cutout here is a little closer together. But for the nose and lips, those ones fit well. So I only deducted a point off that. Sheet, I would give this a 5 out of 5 because it is on the medium side. It's not as thin as the green tea face mask, and it's definitely not as thick as the Queen's Premium face mask. So 5 out of 5 on that. And overall, this one is a solid 14 out of 15. Another comment that I like to make is this one says it has ingredients of 11 different plant extracts. I didn't research each of these plants, but I did notice that my skin felt a lot more moisturized after using it. And on that note, in terms of smell, it does have that herby smell, which I really like. So if you aren't a fan of that herby smell, then this might not be one that you want to try out because it is relatively strong. But overall, solid face mask, 14 out of 15. And also, this is a Taiwanese brand. I can't say that I'm biased for it because I didn't know until after I did the research, after I rated it 14 out of 15. So, solid one. And the next one is the blue line. It's for extra hydrating. And to be perfectly honest, I can't really tell the difference for my skin between moisturizing and hydrating. So I would also give this one a 14 out of 15. It also has that herby smell to it because it has 11 different types of plant extracts. This one actually won an award. But overall, I do prefer the yellow line over the blue one. Not sure why. I just feel like the after effects of the yellow one are a lot better for me in terms of moisturizing. My skin feels a lot more refreshed versus for a longer period of time versus the blue one. And then the last one, which is the red version of this, which I didn't save the box for. It is for brightening, and that one is my favorite brightening face mask. Again, I would give it a 14 out of 15. I would deduct the point off the cutouts because it's just too close to the eyes. Sits a bit uncomfortably for my face. Overall, the brightening, I can see that my face brightens after I take the face mask off, which normally doesn't happen when I use a brightening face mask. So this entire line I would highly recommend if you're ever in Asia and you ever see this EX line. I don't even know if that's the official name for it, but the EX line, I highly recommend you try it out. I think price-wise it's relatively similar to the other individually packed face masks as well, so it's not too expensive. One thing I forgot to mention about the EX line is that the face masks are designed for normal to dry skin. It doesn't say that it is good for sensitive skin, so if you do have sensitive skin, I'd be a little bit weary about it. But overall, good for normal to dry skin, and I second that because that is exactly my skin type. The next one I want to share with you is called Bio, and it's actually from the same line as the EX, or sorry, the same company as the EX brand that I was just talking about. And this one is just a separate line. It's slightly more expensive than the EX one, so I would definitely lean towards the EX one. One thing I want to mention about this one is that it's for all skin types, so that might be why I'm leaning towards the other one, because the other one is made for exactly my skin type, normal to oily, normal to dry skin. This one is for sensitive skin as well. It says it strengthens damaged skin, so that might be something that is good for some of your skin types. In terms of the factors, there's two different aspects that it focuses on. The first one is brightening, and the second one is moisturizing. I would give both of these a 2 out of 5 because I didn't notice it being particularly brightening or moisturizing, and the reason is because it's for all skin types, so I think it can't just hone in on the moisturization because then it wouldn't be suitable for oily skin. So 2 out of 5 for that. And then cutout, I would say a 4 out of 5. It's similar to the EX line. It's just a little too close on the eyes for it to be comfortable for my face shape. And the sheet is a medium thickness, so again 5 out of 5 on that. It fits well. It is exactly the type of face mask that I like in terms of thickness. So overall, this one is a 11 out of 10. Sorry, 11 out of 15. And I would definitely recommend the EX one if you have normal to dry skin. The next one I want to share is called Hydroplus. So this is what it looks like. It's the exact same as the box. And there's only 4 face masks in this one box versus the other ones which has 5 or 6. This one is for hydration, and I would give it a 5 out of 5. It's very hydrating, very refreshing, has a lot of extra essence. I don't know if you can see the difference, but this one is a lot thicker in terms of the pack itself, so you can tell that it is really packed in here. Another thing I want to mention is that this one can sit on your face for a really long time. I think I had it on for like 20 to 30 minutes and it didn't feel dry on my skin, and it didn't, what is it called? Like crisp up. So this one is really good if you want to do chores around the house. In terms of cutout, I would give it a 4.5 out of 10. It's just a little bit too small on the mouth, but overall still really good for my face shape. And the last one is the thickness of the sheet. I would give it a 5 out of 5. It is medium thickness, which is the type of thickness that I prefer. It's 5 out of 5 on that. And overall, this one rates the highest, which is 14.5 out of 5. Another thing I like to mention is the algae ingredient in this. Based on my research, algae is great for brightening. It's great for toning the skin by reducing wrinkles and providing the hydration that your skin needs. So it is a really good ingredient to use for your skin. And the next one I want to talk about, the second last one we have, is the Perfect Aqua Rich Mask. So I actually finished the other pack and this one hasn't been opened yet. Jeez Louise. This one is for hydrating. However, I would just give it a 3 out of 5 because in terms of hydration, it dries up really quickly. I can only put it on my face for about 10 minutes before it dries out. So I would just give it a 3 out of 5 because it's average. It still feels refreshing when you apply it, but it has minimal essence to it. In terms of cutouts, I would give it a 5 out of 5. It has ample space around the eyes, nose, and lips, so it's good for my face shape. And lastly, I would say this one is a 3.5 out of 5 for the thinness or thickness of the sheet. It is medium to thin, so it's almost there but not quite. So 3.5 out of 5 on that, with an overall rating of 11.5. This one has 7 face masks within the box versus the other one which only has 4 or 5. One thing that I noticed when I used it, it has that extra plastic sheet. I'm not really sure what the plastic sheet is used for, if I'm applying it wrong, but I thought it's for it to not stick together. So I would usually put the whole thing on my face, but then when I'm peeling that plastic bit off, the whole face mask ended up coming off anyways. So I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be used for. And also it has a little bit of essence that I can use maybe once for a rollout on my skin. I mean, it's a nice face mask to have, but not one of my favorites. And the last one I want to share is the Innis Free line. This one I think is a safe starter face mask because it focuses on one specific ingredient, so you know exactly what your skin is getting. Or sorry, just one main ingredient, I should say, not the only ingredient. And you know exactly what it's gonna smell like. There's no surprises. The one I got is the ginseng one, and I actually got this one at Winners, not the Innisfree store or makeup line store. And I think it was 20 of these face masks for $12, so I felt like it was really worth the money. And at Winners it usually just comes in like one type of face mask in that entire pack, so you don't get a variety. But if you go to the Innisfree shop, they sell it individually, so you can pick up what you like, but it's just a little bit more expensive that way. For this one, I would almost say that I could use it more often than once a week because I don't know, maybe it's the fact that it's like one ingredient, so it doesn't feel as heavy for my skin. So overall, in terms of, I believe this one is for moisturization. It's a rich cream type real mask. Makes tired skin look moisturized and healthy. So I know for each of the different ingredients, it works for different types of factors. So this one specifically for moisturization, I would give it a 5 out of 5. It is creamy and moisturizing. You can apply it afterwards. Has a lot of extra essence that I can use. So 5 out of 5 on that. In terms of cutouts, I would give it a 4 out of 5. It fits around the mouth, nose, and eyes nicely. The mouth is just a little bit too small that it hits my lips, so it's not good for talking. But I mean, if you're just sitting down watching a show, then it's good. And then I would give this a 4 out of 5 in terms of the thickness of the sheet. It is a medium thickness, but it is a bit on the thinner side, so 4 out of 5 on that. And overall, again, this one is a 13 out of 15. So I do really like the Innisfree lines. I've tried multiple different ones and they all smell exactly as the ingredient says, so you know exactly what you're expecting. And that concludes today's video. I've rated, I don't know how many face masks. I'm still using some that aren't in this list, so if you are interested in hearing more about those, maybe I'll make a part 2. And overall, I hope you enjoyed this type of video. Let me know which face mask you're most intrigued to try or have tried, or if you have any face mask recommendations for me. I'll be going to Asia in the summer, so I will be picking up some more. So if you do have any recommendations, please leave it in the comments below. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.